Adverb clauses. An adverb clause is our second type of subordinate clause, and it modifies a verb, an adjective, or an adverb. Just like a regular adverb does, it modifies those three things. An adverb clause is going to answer one of the following questions. It's either going to tell you how, when, where, why, to what extent, or under what condition. That's a new one. This first set of lists here, how, when, where, why, to what extent, you're already familiar with those questions from when we talked about adverbs. This under what condition is a new question just for adverb clauses. Some examples. Donna sounds as if she has caught a cold. This tells me how she sounds. Before we left, we lowered the blinds. Before we left tells me when. You will see our house where the road curves right. That obviously tells me where. You will move, or will you move, so that I can see. This tells me why you would move. Oh, your stereo is louder than it should be. So in what way or under what conditions is it louder? Andrew can type faster than anyone else in his computer class can. This also tells me to what extent he can type faster. Then you have as long as he starts early, he will arrive on time. As long as he starts early is one of these under what conditions. So it's an if this, then that statement. And it means if this situation happens, then this situation will happen. So under these conditions, then this can happen. Subordinate conjunctions. Adverb clauses always begin with subordinating conjunctions. This is just a list of the subordinating conjunctions. The things you need to notice is that there are words on this list that are also on the list for adjective clauses as well as noun clauses, which we'll talk about tomorrow. And some of these look like prepositions, like after. But remember that in order for it to be a clause, it has to have a subject and a verb. So you need to be careful not to confuse your clauses with your prepositional phrases. And then the trick for adverb clauses is that they are mobile, which just means that they can move. Usually an adverb clause is at the beginning or at the very end of the sentence. And you know it's an adverb clause because you can move it if it's at the front to the back or if it's at the back to the front. Look at this example. We decided to borrow some tools because the weeds were extremely thick. This is your adverb clause and it's at the end of the sentence. But I can move it and it can say because the weeds were extremely thick, we decided to borrow some tools. The sentence still means the same thing, but I was able to move that clause from front to back. And that's your trick for figuring out if it is an adverb clause. Thank you all for listening and good luck on your quiz tomorrow.